Hi, this is Mike Gregg with Maze Monster Ableton Live tips and tricks, sitting on my balcony, just admiring the world really at the moment. What I want to do is show you how I create multi-samples of third-party AUs and VST plugins in Live into Live Sampler device. It's really a follow-on from a tutorial video that Xavier Jack did for Ableton Live Expert, where he was recording in a Moog bass and multi-sampled it and sliced it up and put it into a sampler. I'm just going to show you my workflow and how I do something like that. So the reason being is when I'm playing out live, what I want to do is just use Ableton Live devices. No third-party plugins. I just like to have everything with the software as it is. And in order to do that, sometimes some of the sounds that I use I still like to be able to reprogram different bass lines, etc. So an audio loop is maybe not the way to go here. For example, one of my favourite bass sounds that I like to use is the FM8. I like to use the FM8. I used to like using a sound called the solid bass. So I'll just load that up. It's one of my favourite basses. It's a real old school 90s Italia house rounded bass sound from the, I think it was the Yamaha DX100 had solid bass in it. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a little MIDI clip here, and I'm going to find the note that I want to start at. I'm going to maybe start at C2, and I'm going to have 11 notes because I'm going to do each semitone. So I'm going to take this here and I'm going to copy it 11 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And what I'm going to do is up an octave, down one, and do the same here. I'm just using the arrow keys. I'm using Alt and the arrow keys down just to move back the notes. And what we're going to do here is just grab all of these and move them along one. Just duplicate that one, move it up. Go back to that one. There we go. So I've got a chromatic. Okay, now obviously I don't want the note to be as short as that. I want to let the note play a little bit longer so I can catch the release of the sound really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and I'm just going to multiply that by 2. So I'm just going to increase the size of the notes so they're a bar long. Highlight them all. Command and L to get the loop brace round there, and I'm going to duplicate that, shift and arrow up, duplicate it again, shift and arrow up. So what I've managed to do, highlight all of these. I've got a bar long of each note. Fantastic. Now, so I've got my chromatic scale. You could actually use this chromatic scale if you were using external hardware. You would send that to your external piece of hardware and then record the audio in, and use the same techniques that Xavier did as well. But I don't have to do that because I'm using a soft synth. So I'm just going to right mouse click here. I'm going to select Freeze Track and create a new audio track. And I'm just going to hold the Alt key down and drag that across. Rename it Solid Bass. And what I've done is I've now got an audio clip there of the bass. And it's given me sort of a looped version of it. I'm just interested in this first chromatic scale here. And now that I've got that done, what I'm going to do is right mouse click here and I'm going to select Slice to New MIDI Track. And I'm going to slice it actually on the transient because I can do that because it's a very definitive transient here. I'm going to slice that to a single sampler like so. Click OK. And now, if we have a look at here, there we go. I've got the solid bass multi-sampled into the sampler. There's one thing I'm just going to do first though. I'm going to go in here first, and I'm just going to highlight all of these, right mouse click, and I'm just going to normalise the volumes. And I'm going to crop the samples as well on all of these slices. And now when we go in, that's better. And now I'm just going to save this as solid bass, and it's going to copy all my media across as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this into my little bass subfolder here, so when I load this up and push, I can get easy access to it. So, multi-sampling. There we go. Hope you enjoyed that.